everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be using some Cricut Insert Cards. I want to show you two simple ways of using them. Obviously the first way is just making a normal cutaway card or a cutout card. I am going to be doing this off mat though. So a lot of us don't have the Maker or Explore 2x2 mat. So I think that pushes us away from using the insert cards. So I want to show you how to do it on a normal mat, and hopefully that's going to encourage you to try them out. I feel like a lot of people shy away from the cards, number one, because of the mat, and number two, because they think, it's a card. How often am I going to use a card? But cards are actually so versatile, and no matter what your business is, there is a way that you can incorporate it. If you're like me and you have teenagers in the family, then it's super difficult to buy for teenagers. So a card with some money slipped in is always great. So I have, these are the Sensei ones. These did come with, no, these are not the Sensei ones. Which ones are these? Okay, I can't find the name. I will find the name for you though. So these are R10 cards, and there's 42 in here. It comes with the cards, and then the inserts are the smaller ones on the side. It also comes with an envelope for each card. These are our R20 cards, I think. It has it somewhere. They're all different, so it can get super confusing, but I think these are the R20s, which is obviously slightly bigger than the first ones, and these have the holographic inners. They're really awesome. Then I have some Cricut foils. So I'm not going to be using this one. I'm going to be using the gold one, but it's not in packaging anymore, so I thought I would just show you the packaging in case you want to buy, then you know what to look for. So obviously to do the foiling, you are going to need the foiling tip. Let's very quickly jump into the design of our first card, and then let's put it together. The design aspect of this card is pretty simple. I have inserted a guard. You can see it at the back. That is the size of one of the cards from the insert card packs. So obviously I measured it and I've inserted a guard, and then I've used that to design the rest of my card. So the next part is our blue part. For that I am using Smart Sticker cardstock. I did not have insert cards in that color, and I did want it to be a much lighter blue. The one I'm using for the back is a navy insert card. Then for the donut and the back offset of the words, I'm using the mustard insert card. So that's actually the insert that goes into the card. I've got my acetate. Then I'm using the bright pink insert for the wording and the middle of the donut. And I have some cardstock spaces. So what I've done is I did try and cut it out of EVA, and that didn't work. It was too small. So one of the things you have to remember about EVA foam is that as it cuts, it is going to move slightly. When you're working with something that's tiny, it will actually end up tearing it, or it will just be a nightmare. So for this card, I'm not able to do the EVA spacer rings, so instead I'm using Smart Sticker cardstock. And what I did is I used an old sheet that I had of a color that I don't like so much. So that's a great way to use some of the colors of the Smart Sticker cardstock that you may not love. Then I've got another offset, which is the holographic insert card. So for the sprinkles, the offset, and the second offset of the wording, I'm using the holographic. So to create your spacer rings, what I did is I actually contoured my donut. I inserted a donut, I contoured it so that it was just the mustard parts left, and then I did the opposite. So I've got the topping of my donut, then I added a negative offset, and that was to create my cardstock spaces. So I created a negative offset, then I created another one, and then I sliced it. These are all concepts that we have done before. So if you do need some more in-depth info on that, you're welcome to let me know, and I will try to assist you with that. I am going to make this card public on my Design Space profile, so if you haven't followed me yet, a lot of the stuff that we do, I do make public, unless I've obviously uploaded something. So give me a follow and there will be a load of projects there for you to see. So we're going to cut this and then we will put it together. So the design was super simple. Now we're going to put it together. I've decided to go with the donut, but of course you can buy these. Okay, so I've torn the packaging, but if you look at my last video, these are basically pre-designed, pre-cut. These are little shaker blisters, that's what they're called. So with this you would just need to obviously attach it to your card and then have something around it to kind of decorate. I did want to do our donut though. Okay, so I have all my little pieces and everything that I've used, barring the Smart Sticker cardstock and the acetate, comes from the card packs. So from this one I've used the navy, the mustard and the pink. And then from this one I have used the holographic inner. So for the holographic inner I used the holographic craft board setting, and for the others I used what is it called? My mind's just gone blank. I used the cardstock for intricate cut setting. So the first thing we're going to do is apply our Smart Sticker cardstock. Now what I could have done is I could have cut one of my insert cards, but I thought, you know what, I have the Smart Sticker cardstock, I might as well use it. And it's super simple because you just peel and stick. So that goes there like that. Okay. And now we're going to build our little donut. So you may have noticed I was going to use EVA, but I've decided against it because I did try to cut it, but because these are so super thin, it did become quite difficult and the EVA actually tore. So instead what I'm going to use is the Smart Sticker cardstock. Let's do the outside first. And this is just going to go on here like so. There is the tiniest offset. Okay, we just need to straighten it out, obviously. That goes like that. And there we are. So I didn't do too many layers of this. I think I've done 4. You can increase if necessary. Oopsie. Just get rid of that part. And we're just going to line this up nicely. As much as possible, we don't want to sort of go off. Otherwise, it's just going to look messy. And then I used this, cardstock for intricate cut on less pressure for my Smart Sticker cardstock. Okay, so we're going to make sure that's stuck down nicely. Oh wow, I forgot the middles. We got to do the middle part as well because the middle's open. Now we can fill this and then we can add our acetate on top of that. In my previous video, I did mention that Craft Buddies now stocks, what do you call this stuff? I think these might be too big, but we're going to try. So Craft Buddies now stocks sequins. So if you are in need, they will have for you. I don't want to put too much in, and I'm going to show you why. A last one. I do feel like these two balls specifically are super big. All the pretty sprinkles. So I think that's good. I don't want to overfill it. So I'm just looking at which of these balls is super big. Obviously I don't want it to affect me closing my shaker. So I want to put those back because don't waste. Let's move that up more. And then we're going to be using our trusty Couture Creations all-purpose glue. So I know I gave the advice saying I didn't really like it, but you know what, the more I've used it, the more I love it. Okay, I think we're good. I need to get rid of my cat hair here. Oopsie, and we're dropping sequins. Okay, now we need our acetate. So remember there are two, what do you call them? Two covers on the acetate. One of mine has already come off, but you can see the other one is here. So now it is clear. Oh, I've just messed glue on it, so it's not clear. Okay, now we're just going to stick this acetate on top. Oopsie, try be careful not to get glue on the acetate. Try. Don't be like me. And then we have a pretty frame that I've done so that it covers all of that, like so. Okay, we're actually going to turn this upside down, and we're going to just push everything down, make sure it's all nice and stuck. Okay, I am going to use some alcohol to clean where I messed on my actual acetate because it looks quite horrible, but that's quite cute. So let me get the alcohol quickly. Okay, so I've cleaned that with some alcohol. I used the Craft Buddies alcohol and a Q-tip, and it's cleaned the glue right off. Now we get to, okay, so let's move, oopsie, there's some of our letters. Let's move that aside. We're done with it. We're done with that. We have a missing ball. Okay, so this is going to go on here. Okay, so let us put some glue onto here. Did I stick it the right way? Oopsie, I'm peeling everything apart. I guess that's how it's staying now. That is a cute donut. Okay, so the next part is, let us do this. So you're going to need your tweezers for this part. Let's get all of our letters. It goes that way, by the way. And it says celebrate you. So there's our U. And we're going to get our tweezers, because that's going to help us. So I was recording away and somebody had tried to call, so you missed me putting the sprinkles on, but basically I just added our little sprinkles and I finished off our letters. But luckily you didn't miss the part that I'm going to show you, which is this is EVA foam and die cut and bond. So don't throw away your scraps of it, keep it, because both of them can be useful. So I'm going to cut thin strips of this. And this is going to be used as my double-sided tape, basically. And you could cut that even thinner if you want to. So don't ever get rid of your scraps. Super useful. And then we just remove, oopsie, not that side, this side. There we are. So the reason I personally don't put it right on the edges is I don't want it to be visible from the outside of the card. There we are. Then we can remove these. And you might be thinking, oh, that's so much work, but I promise you the foam tape squares, exactly the same. You have to remove from both sides, you have to stick it, sometimes you have to cut it, so it's actually really worthwhile just to keep your scraps. It saves money. Oh gosh, we did this the wrong way, and I've lost an owl. Oh my goodness. Okay, so make sure you're on the right way. Okay, let's put our owl back. This was because I moved it. It wasn't quite straight because I'm shaking quite a bit today. I'm not sure if you've noticed. Okay. Okay, and that is our card basically done. We're going to put that there. And we're going to put that there. So let us stick it. And there you have your card. How pretty is that? And that is with a normal insert card. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why would I do this over like AC cardstock? What is my justification on this? So my justification is that when you use your template, the size of your card, you know that the inserts are going to be big enough for whatever you put on it. So that is my justification. It's simpler. If you look at the price of AC cardstock, it's not cheap. So if you can find an alternative, then that's great. So these have 12 cards. They usually go for about 100, 120. And you can use the inserts for other stuff. You can use the card for other stuff. You don't always have to have a plain cutaway card or a cutout card or an insert card. There are other things you can do with it. So I'm going to put this one aside. There we are. I had to loosen the stuff. I didn't put a lot in it, but I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to have a look quickly at what we're going to be doing for the proper insert cards. Oh, I found another sprinkle. I'm going to put my sprinkle on. I love my sprinkles. They're so pretty. Okay. Let's put our last sprinkle on. Ah, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to put it away now, and we're going to have a look at the insert cards, what we're going to do with that, and then we'll get to making that. For our insert card, where we will be making it without a card mat, we're going to start on our home page, and we're going to look for insert card. Oopsie, that's not card. And we're going to do a ready-made project. I think that's just going to be the simplest for now. Oh, I love these. Those are real pretty. So let's have a look at projects and see if there's anything that we love. So what I would suggest while you're getting used to this, let's go back to our home page and let's go back again. I want to see Cricut projects. So we've got some learn to use foil, not entirely what we want. Crazy cool cards. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so I do want to use something that has more than one function, so not just cut. I just want to show you how easy it is to, oh, I love this one. Let's do this. That is pretty. Is there foiling in this? Yes, there is foiling. So what we'll do is we'll change the foil to writing. I think that's a good idea. So we're going to use the R10 cards. I think I'll use the light blue one. I do want to use the R20s actually. So let's do an R20. We're going to say customize. Okay, so you can see all of our stuff on the side. So when you are doing the cards, remember this is all grouped. So if you click on it, it's going to change all of them. So work in your layers panel. So we've got a medium foil. For this, we're going to change it to pen. And over here, we're going to change our color. So I do want, the markers are 1 mil, which is quite big, but I do want the gold. So those are not them. Okay, and then for this foil, we're going to change it to pen as well. You know what? Let us keep it as foil. Let's do foil. So we'll do medium tip foil, and we'll keep it, let's do silver. No, let's do gold. I like gold. And then maybe for this one, let's not do 2 foils. I think that'll be a lot. I think that is good to go. So then we're going to say make it, and this is the important part. So if you wanted to add things in, say you wanted to add in writing, you would add it in, and then you would attach it. So remember, it's very important to attach, otherwise they're going to spread out onto 2 mats and it's not going to work well. So we don't have a card mat, we're going to be doing it on a regular mat. And because we're working with foil, we do want it to be at the bottom of the page. So let me show you, if you were doing it at the top of the page without foil, what you would do is you would spin this around completely. Now I'm going to show you why once we get to the mat, but that is what you would do. You would put it onto your mat like that, and you would say make it. So it's making it upside down. Now because we're doing foiling, okay, so when we open the card, we're going to have it like that. So I just got to get my bearings here. think that's how we're going to do it. So why do we want to foil on the bottom of our mat? Reason being, we want to be able to apply the foil without having any issues of not being able to get under the roller bar. You can do it anywhere else, but again, I'm going to show you why it's best to do it on the bottom of the mat or in the top corner. It's for you to actually put the card onto the mat. It's going to be a lot easier. You're not going to have to figure out spacing and stuff like that. So I think we're good to go with this. So let's get to making it. Okay, so now we're going to do our insert card without a card mat. So what I suggest is if you have it at the top or at the bottom, you're going to want these little lines wherever you put it. These little lines are going to be your starting point. So if you put it at the top, okay, this is an easy way to do it. You've got to look at where you want your design to be. So if it's like that on the top of the card and your design's here, you would need to flip the card so that the design shows correctly. So what you would do on your canvas on design space is you would flip your design upside down in the corner. Now at the bottom, we're going to lay it flat like that. That's our front. So we don't need to flip the design if we have it in the bottom corner here. If you had it in this bottom corner, you would have to flip your design because you would remove it and you would flip your card so that it opens correctly. So we're going to do it here. What you're going to do, you're going to start your card exactly on the little ends of these lines, like so. Let's make sure it's straight. You're going to flatten that down, obviously. Look straight to me. There we are, and you may want to use your roller for this. Okay, so the first thing that it's asking us for is the pen, and then it's asking for the foiling tool. So we're going to get our pen, wherever. Okay, there it is. And I think I put it on gold, but I think I want silver so that it looks good with our insert card. So we're going to put the pen into clamp A. Okay, we've got our pen in clamp A. Then we're going to have to get our foiling tool for clamp B. So we've chosen the medium tip, and I don't know why I have glitter in my things. So if you look at your foiling tips, they have little lines on the top. The thin or the fine tip has 1, medium has 2, bold has 3. So we're just going to insert that into our tool, and we're going to put that into clamp B. So we're taking the blade out. We're going to put the blade back in once it's done. So I'm just going to move you over so you can see what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to insert our mat right way up, because remember our design's at the bottom. And we're going to let it write or draw. Okay, now to avoid our pen drying out, we're going to close that up and put it away. We don't need it right now. Okay, then we've got our foil. We're going to use 1 sheet. And we do want gold. There we are. So we have a gold sheet of foil. Oopsie, we've got 2. Okay, so we've got our foil. Now remember, this step needs to be done without unloading your mat. So with the foil, you get these little tape things. This is what you're going to use to secure it. Okay, so there. And I'm going to apply this over my design. So you're going to see when it slides up. Be careful not to scratch your foil. And you're going to apply a piece of this to all 4 corners. Well, not all 4 corners, all 4 sides. You do want your foil to be quite secure. And yes, this tape can be stuck over your cardstock. Okay, we've already got our foiling tip in, so we're just going to press go. Now we just swap out our foiling tool for our fine point blade. We're going to remove our foil, and it actually worked really well, so you're going to see now, but even though it did sort of come loose in some places, it still looks really great. So what you can use your extra foil for is something like that, where you can just stick bits of the extra foil onto it. So it's not a complete waste. Let's just press go. This is going to cut for us, and then we're going to remove it. Okay, as with any cardstock craft, you want to remove the backing from the card, not the card from the backing, or the mat, whatever you want to say. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. And then we just need our insert. So we're using our holographic one. And we're just going to fit this into our card like so. Oopsie. There we have it. How pretty is that? And that was super simple, okay, except for the foil coming off. But there you have. Oh, and I dropped it. Okay, you saw the other one. I'm gonna have to retrieve that. But that's a quick and simple way to do cards using the insert cards. You don't have to have a card mat for it. You don't have to have a huge imagination for it. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video will encourage you to buy some of the insert cards and make some beautiful cards. I absolutely love the results of them. Craft Buddies does have a range of the cards on their website. They also have the foils, the foiling tip, so you can get everything you need from them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.